Now we're going to go ahead and talk about ending a buy during this session, which is a really exciting part. We get to decide whether we're going to pay out that buy in in-store credit or cash. We're going to talk about adjusts. We're going to talk about looking at our COGS. And we're also going to talk about situations in which you might want to save a buy. So let's go from the most straightforward first. This particular buy that we have, if we look down at this buy list, has a total quantity of 5 items. It comes to $21.76 in cash, or the in-store credit total would be $27.20. Now, at Uptown, we tend to like to adjust our buys to the nearest dollar amount. That makes it easier for us to pay out buys so that we can just be paying with dollar bills instead of pulling out quarters and nickels and dimes. It makes the tills a lot easier to close out. And it also helps protect us against maybe any buying mistakes that we may have made in the process. So I've got this $21.76 amount. I can go ahead and click this adjust button, which will give me a pop-up, and then I can go ahead and adjust this. I'm going to go ahead and adjust it down 76 cents. When I click the adjust, it affects the cash total, and so you can see that I've gone 76 cents in a downward direction so that I'm at a $21 in cash offer or $26.25 in store credit, and that's the offer that I can make to the customer. One thing that you want to check anytime that you're adjusting is to make sure your COGS remain within a healthy range. Most stores aim for a target of somewhere between 28 and 32% in COGS, and it really depends on what types of items that you're buying in. If, for example, you had a buy that had all designer jeans, your total COGS at the end should be about 34%, or if it's another high-end, really great name brand. If it's mostly Walmart or Target brands, your total COGS will be somewhere in that 27 to 28% range. But I just wanted to check that to make sure that if I adjusted down 70 cents, my COGS are still going to be in that healthy range, and they are. They look really good there. So I've got this offer that I can make to the customer. We're going to go ahead and put that on the customer's buy form, and then the customer gets to decide what they would like to do. You go ahead and leave this buy up until they've made a decision, and then once they've made a decision, you can take the next steps to complete the buy. To finish the buy, you're going to need to enter in your buyer password. The buyer password is a password that only the buyer knows, and it allows you to complete the buy. If you're a buyer, it's a really important responsibility. You're paying out money for the store, and your initials are going to be printing on the tag of the item. And if you bought a bad item, your manager is going to know about it, and the other staff members are going to know about it. So it helps keep everybody honest and buying good product for the store. Once I've typed in my buyer password, the next thing that I do is come to the left-hand side and click the complete button. Now, it asks me a question. Is this buy on account? And you have to make the decision. Let's say that Miss Razone decided that she wanted cash. And so instead of on account, I'm going to go ahead and click the cash button. And what that will immediately do is pop up the email field. This email is so cool. Basically what it does is it sends a thank you email to the customer after they've sold, giving them some details and a receipt of their buy. You also have the option of writing a special message to the person. So for example, if I wanted to say, Nicole, and I'm going to take off caps lock so I seem like a smarter person. Nicole, thanks so much, especially for those express men's jeans. We are always in need of guys' clothes, and those are great. Thanks. Smiley face, and then I'm also going to put my initials right there. What this will do, this special message will fit into the stock message, and it will show them that you're actually paying attention to the items that are coming through. You can also underneath here check that they either have items to pick up or donated items. If they're items that we are donating, we can say donated 3 white trash bags with red ties. You can also add in like approximately 45 items. And what that will do is give them a description of the items that we weren't able to take and that we donated to a charity partner. Now, you can either press the OK button, which will send out that email, or you can click the preview button and it will show you what that email is going to look like. I'm always a sucker for a preview. Oh, look, there it is. Thank you for selling to us. Hi, Nicole. Thanks for recycling your like new stuff with Uptown Cheapskate. Boring, boring, boring. And then notice, here's the special message that we left. Nicole, thanks so much, especially for those express men's jeans. We are always in need of guys' clothes. And notice I put my little signature there so that they know that I'm especially appreciative. And then it gives Nicole a receipt. And it also gives them a place to say, hey, if this is wrong, if we got this messed up, please just email us here. And that gives them an opportunity to email the store back. Then it also tells Nicole about the items that we were not able to purchase. The items we weren't able to purchase have been donated to, in this particular store, is the Salt Lake City Mission on your behalf. Thanks for your support of this great organization. The items that we donated for you were, and notice this is where we filled it in, 3 white trash bags with red ties, approximately 45 items. Finally, we'd love to hear about your experience selling to us. Click survey to answer a 1-minute survey to help us continue to improve. So every person that we buy product from gets an invitation to leave a review of you during your vending process. Anyway, that's what the email is going to look like as it sends out to Nicole. Now that I've previewed it, I can close it, and I'm going to go ahead and press OK. The email is going to send, and as soon as the email sends, look what pops up. IMAP starts itself all the way back over again. It's ready for the next buy, and you are ready to go and pay out your seller. So if you'll notice down here at the bottom of my screen, the little sales register for SalesPoint has lit up. If I click on SalesPoint, look what it shows me. It's created a working invoice with the buy number, BUA 26752. So this is buy number 26,752 for this particular store. It's a $21 buy, and then it gives us a little key by saying that this is a cash invoice. That makes me know that I'm going to pay it out in cash. I put in my salesperson ID right here. I hit my total button, I hit my payment button, and I go ahead and select cash, and I'm ready to pay that buy out. And I can pay this buy out of any register. If I don't want to pay it out at my buy register, maybe I'm too busy, I can pop it over and just look it up using this number right here, BUA 26752. If I click up into this view menu and I type BUA 26752 and I hit enter, it will pull that up in any registers that I'm able to pull it out. All right, and so for our straightforward buys, that's exactly how you're going to pay them out. Pick store credit or pick cash, and go ahead and move forward from there. By the way, if this, instead of saying cash invoice, said that it was on store credit, you would go to the total screen, you'd go to the payment screen, and you would pay that money out on account. You can actually just click on the on account button and it will bring in the negative $21. Every time that you pay out a buy, the number should be negative because it's money that we're giving out of our register to a customer instead of money that it's coming into us. This is a cash buy, not an in-store credit buy, so we'll go ahead and pay out in cash. But if it was the $26.25 on account amount, we could have just paid it out through that on account balance. Total, post it, and it's out. And then as soon as you've posted that through, the working invoice goes away and it becomes a processed invoice and you've got a receipt. Now real quick, what happens if you have a buy that instead of being able to post it, maybe the customer leaves and you have to save the buy to wait for a person to pay it out? Let's do that example really fast. So I'm going to pull up a person, their last name is Williams. It's going to be Jason Williams is our customer for today. Jason Williams, I'm going to put in a quick address for him. These are all really accurate numbers. Everything is perfect. 01 is his birthday. I'm actually going to change this email because I don't want to accidentally send an email to a real person. And I've got a cell phone number in there. It's totally a real cell phone number, totally a real driver's license. And by the way, I'm pressing tab to move down through each of these things. And Jason Williams is a fancy person, so he is a gold vendor for sure. So we're going to save Jason, and really quickly we're going to buy a men's shirt from him. It's going to be a tank top. It's going to be a BDG tank top because he likes to shop at Urban Outfitters, and it's a $9.99 tank top because it's real nice. We're also going to buy a pair of shorts from him, and they're going to be Quicksilver because Quicksilver is a real cool brand. Notice up along the top, I only have 3 pairs of size 29 men's shorts. That means I'm going to price these Quicksilver shorts really high, like $13.99. Okay, so I've got these 2 items. I'm almost ready to finish the buy. I look over here at my COGS. My COGS percentage is 27%. The total buy amount is at $6.41. I'm actually going to go ahead and adjust up 59 cents to the nearest dollar, and that's going to take me to 29%. I am doing that because it usually is better to adjust up when you're under a $10 payout than it is to adjust down, because that extra 60 or 50 cents makes a lot of difference. And also, once I've adjusted, I'm still in that strike range of 28 to 32% COGS coming in through the door. So I've got that. $7 in cash, $8.75, but bummer, Mr. Williams is not here, and so I can't do anything with this buy. Don't worry about it. What you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and put your buyer password in. And what the buyer password will allow to have happen is if the buy is opened back up again, it can be posted exactly the way that it is saved. So it can be posted for $7 in cash or $8.75 in store credit. It will post only 2 items and it will price them the same way that you wanted them to be priced. If you're confident about a buy and ready to save it till Mr. Williams comes back, you can put in your buyer password. Then go up to the top left-hand side where it says File. Come down to Save Buy to Disk. And saving the buy to disk will allow you to save, and I don't remember his first name, but let's just pretend it's Porter Williams. I would actually have Porter Williams' paperwork next to me so it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And then you're going to save it with the person's name, and then you're going to go ahead and save it with the date 08/06/2015. Some stores will add some additional information, but this is usually sufficient for most stores. And I'm going to go ahead and press the Save button. And what happens at that point is the buy is going to save and then can be reopened at a future date and time. Now, the buy stays here. It doesn't disappear automatically because you've saved it. So if you want to go ahead and do a different buy or get somebody else going while you're waiting for Porter Williams to come back, you can go up to this Edit button. You can press Clear Buy. Are you sure you want to clear the current buy? Yes, because I've already saved it. You can press the Yes button and you can move on to do your next buy. Then when Porter comes back and wants his money, you can go up here to the top hand side, go to File, come down. We've already saved it to disk, so you're going to load the buy from disk. So load buy from disk. I'm going to go ahead and, oh look, there it is. Porter Williams is sitting right there. I'm going to go ahead and open, and it brings everything up exactly the way that it already was. It's like saving a Word document almost. Notice that the buyer password is still in there. That's important to put your buyer password in before you save a buy, because let's say you go home at 6 o'clock and Porter doesn't come back in until 7:55 looking for his money. Another buyer doesn't want to throw in their initials, because if they put in their initials and it's bad product, they're going to be held accountable for that product, and you were the person who selected it and priced it and picked it. So you want your buyer initials in there. Then we can go ahead and complete the buy. And let's say Porter Williams is a cool dude and he wants store credit. So I'm going to press the Complete button. Is this buy on account? Yes, it's going to be because you picked store credit. So click on account. Again, it's going to give us that email field. And we can say, Porter, please sell us more size 29 shorts. The ones you brought in were awesome. Smiley face emoticon, and then I'll sign my name there. Notice I'm not in all caps because I don't want to be in shouty capital when I'm leaving this message. He doesn't have any items to pick up or items to donate, so we're going to go ahead and leave that blank. I'm going to go ahead and preview that email really fast just so you can see it. Here's the stock thing. Oh, his name's Jason. Sorry, we messed up. We called him Porter. His name is actually Jason. I'll change that before we post it. Jason, please sell us more size 29 shorts. The one you brought in were awesome. There's the note. And notice there's no reference to any items that were donated or items that need to be picked up. That's because we didn't select that any items needed to be picked up. So let's go ahead and close this preview. And let's change this person's name to Jason. And we're going to say OK. And that's going to allow the buy to complete. Notice again, we got brought back to the beginning screen of IMAP. And sales point down here at the bottom is all lit up. Jason Williams is ready to be paid out. I've got to put my salesperson initials in there. And again, this doesn't matter which register I use in the working invoice to pay it out. I can press the total button, then I press the payment button. Since it's an on-account invoice, I'm going to click the on-account button. It's going to be a negative dollar amount because it's money that the store is paying out to Jason. I'm going to press total, and then I'm going to press post. Okay, so hopefully that's a good introduction to posting through buys on either on account or for cash. It gives you a good introduction to how to use your buyer password to keep your buys secure and safe, and also helps you understand what happens if you need to save a buy rather than just posting it through immediately. Good luck, and we'll see you back in the next session.